Well, on tonight's episode of the Purple Tie, we talk bad customer service, morale boosters that can keep your business from dying, and a little bit of tech. That's all ahead on the Purple Tie Radio Show. Well, good evening and welcome to the Purple Tie Radio Show. I am your host, Robert Martin, business therapist and entrepreneur.
And I am your co-host, Blake Singleton, the tech guy.
The tech guru. Wow, so bad customer service.
We've had a string of bad customer service experiences this week, haven't we?
Okay, for all of y'all listening, first of all, let's stop for a second because I want to say something that needs to be said. Our radio show is available on iTunes for free download.
Yes.
As of, I think, Wednesday night, right?
Thursday at midnight.
Thursday at midnight.
Central Standard Time.
I went and pulled the statistics from Libsyn because that's where we host it. And I have to give a huge shout out to our California listeners. We have a few in Los Angeles and San Diego and San Jose and wow.
We've also got quite a following in Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C., of course, Alabama, because that's where we're at.
Yes.
So, but those guys out there who's listening to us from California, I don't know why I'm choked up.
You getting choked up over there. What's going on? You getting choked up over there.
So anyway, first of all, thank you so much. It is so humbling to know that our show reaches so many people.
Coast to coast.
So with that,
coast to coast, baby.
Oh, no. It is international, baby. Because let me tell you, we had a download from Jamaica. That's right.
Ooh, I want to take you?
No, wrong.
Oh, okay.
That's
Wrong
just
one?
wrong.
Okay.
So we're going to go real southern here on this episode and talk about bad customer service. And we're not talking about Walmart.
Not on this trip.
Okay.
Not through this one.
All right. I had an experience.
I'll tell you what, you talk about your experience and I'll talk about mine. And then I would love to hear all of y'all's bad customer service stories. You send that over to, send it via Twitter at The Purple Tie Co. or email robert@thepurpletie.org.
Absolutely.
I want to hear your bad customer service experience.
Man. So my bad customer service experience, we had one together.
Well, both of them.
Okay, so, all right. We were in the midst of working for 911, and it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. I mean, it was late. It was late.
It was really late. But
dinner had worn off long ago, just so you know. For me, I was gnawing at my arm. I was hungry.
All right, a little bit of backstory. We are on call 24/7 for the tech side of our business.
365.
For a local, there are 4 911 answering stations that we have to be available for 24/7. And there was a lightning strike at 1. Middle of the afternoon.
About 5 o'clock. And we showed up about 5. So we had lunch. And this was about, 10:30 or so. And
yeah, I said before we left the office, I was like, here, scarf down this healthy choice. It's going to taste like garbage, but just do it. You're going to need it. And it wore off long before we got finished.
I scarfed down a little bit of food. And then I was like, you know what? I am starving at 10:30.
It was 10:30 or 11.
So, yeah, I'm on a pretty strict diet, and you are trying to follow a fairly strict diet.
See, this is my story. I was going to tell this story, and I was going to let you tell the one that happened earlier today.
Yeah, but this one's so good.
This one's...
I mean,
this one's upsetting. This one upsets me.
My bad customer service experience was just bad all the way around. Bad customer service, bad food, bad execution of food.
And then bad phone call in to deal with the bad food.
Yeah, it was.
But anyway,
just bad all
so
the
it's
way around.
10:30 at night on a Monday night.
Yeah, so 10:30 at night, Monday night, go by the local McDonald's, and you had been. I had made the comment that I wanted to try something new, Chinese related tonight. And I was like, do you think I'd like honey chicken? You were like, I don't know. Let's find out.
No. You asked me what honey chicken tasted like, and I said, have you ever had chicken nuggets dipped in honey? Because it's delicious.
No, it's not.
That's
not even a Southern
fantastic.
thing.
Fried chicken and honey?
No.
Yes.
Chicken and waffles. Maple syrup and chicken, probably.
It's almost identical to maple
I'm gonna
syrup.
mute your mic. I'm going to mute your mic here in 2 seconds. So anyway, we go to McDonald's because it's quick, it's easy, it's fast.
It's 24 hours is what it is.
It's 24 hours and it's right there on. You can see it. It's right there on the street. And so we go through the drive-thru and we order chicken McNuggets, and we were just gonna, split a little order, be good to go, that sort of thing. And you asked specifically, you said, "Do you have honey?" Because I asked what dipping sauce is, and you said, "Do you have honey?" And they said, "Yes, we have honey." We pull around. And the first window, why they have 2 windows, I have no idea. Why they have 2 lanes of drive-through, I have no idea.
Yeah.
They can't keep up with one. So we pull around to window number 1, and this guy's working who's a teenager.
You're missing one of the problems. We pulled around to window number 1, and she said, "Did y'all have this? What was it, like a pear parfait or something?"
Oh, yeah.
Weird?
Do you have a pear parfait? And we're like, no. And they're like, "Oh,
you need to pull up to the
next
window number 2.
And I'm like, what? So we pull up to the next window, which is one of 4 windows in this stupid McDonald's. And I'm greeted by this kid who is, I don't know, obviously got to be at least 16 to drive to McDonald's unless mom and dad's bringing her to work.
Well, I mean, I was driving, so I pulled up, and this kid with weird flipped out bird wing looking hair.
Okay, you can't go into bird wing hair.
No, look, that's
how the
stupid.
hair
looks stupid.
Hang on.
Plus, if there's that much hair hanging out from the hat, he should have to wear some sort of a net.
Okay, we're talking about bad customer service. Stop it.
He's a bad employee.
You're on
he
your
looks
rant.
bad.
No, you're on your rant about teenagers. Stop it. They could be listening. If you have flipped out hair, it's okay, just not at work. So
not without a hairnet.
So anyway, we pull up to the window, and Blake has this obsession with, I don't want change.
I don't like change.
He tries to dig through the cup holder to find exact change. And when he can't, he always does something weird. Like if it's $15.05, he'll give him, I think it was $14.55. That's what it was. No.
It was 45. It was 45 because I handed him 2 quarters.
Okay. Stop. No.
I told him that I said, "Hang on, I'll get you the change."
And he hit the button that tells how much change to get back. And Blake hands him a $20 bill and 50 cents. Now the order was $14.55.
45.
So
it was
$14.45. I am sorry. See, I can't even work there. Anyway, so Blake hands him a 20 and 50 cents, and it was $14.45. The kid looks like a deer in the headlights. Like you've given me.
He handed me back
God.
$14.20.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, that's right." And you were like, "No."
He handed me back.
That's wrong.
$14.20.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, your change was supposed to be in $15.05.
My change was supposed to be $5.05.
Was that what it was?
Because it was $14.45 or $15.45.
Okay, so anyway, whatever the total was, this kid couldn't make change.
He was
without the register telling him how he
was completely
lost. And then whenever you corrected him, he turned around and tried to correct you. And I mean, I'm in the process of pulling out my iPhone to bring up the calculator and be like, "Hey, look, kid, you did your math wrong. You
you
owe me an extra $1."
Your basic math.
Basic
addition and subtraction.
We're not saying multiplication. We haven't even added letters at this point, people. We are on basic, just addition and subtraction.
Look, we've said it before. I'm an artist.
You don't do the math.
I don't math at all.
You don't math at all. So, but this kid could not make change, and it just blows my mind. So I was talking to Blake, and I said, who do you blame for that? Do you blame the school system for not doing something right?
I forgot about this conversation. Crap.
So do you blame the school system for not schooling? Or do you blame the parents for not parenting? Or do you blame
The employer
for not
teaching?
employing? I don't know.
And
I'm so
my
angry.
response-
I want to blame everyone.
No, and see, you followed that up with, and these idiots want $15 an hour.
Okay, that's political, and we can't talk about it on this show.
Anyway, so, yeah, they don't deserve $15 an hour. But my response was,
Soldiers overseas fighting for this country do not make minimum wage, just so you know. And this is not a political show. So anyway,
so Mr. Side story and everything. My answer to your question of who do you blame is there's enough blame in that one situation to reach across all avenues.
well, it's like
You need to blame
it's like
the
a good
employer.
peanut butter. It's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You just slather it all over the place.
You blame it on the employer for making that kid not understand that there's going to be instances where that computer will not give you exact change. You need to blame the schools for not instilling in him basic math. The kid's obviously old enough to read speed limit signs because he drove himself there. He can obviously pay for gas.
You're going a long ways.
He can
there.
obviously pay for gas, and if he's got a credit card, God forbid. And then
He
you
can't
also
do the balance. He can't do the budgeting and
that's what I'm
balance for it.
saying. And then you get to blame the parents because they obviously don't care enough.
I mean, what do you do? Administer a math test at the you give them the job application and then be like, hey, by the way, this is an extra sheet. This is bonus questions.
No, I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. I mean, you, as every Southern comedian has pointed out, you can't fix stupid.
Well, I'm not even thinking it's a stupid thing. I'm not. Okay,
No,
so
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
think the kid was stupid. I think
the kid is stupid.
just okay. Well, your opinion is like
My opinion is that child, and he was a child.
opinions are like what you've got behind you, and everybody's got one. So you just remember that.
Chairs, right? We're talking about
We're
chairs.
talking about cheers and what's in them. So, but where do you pass that blame? I mean, yeah, I mean, that was really bad customer service
The employer.
on everyone's part. And then mine today was just it was genuine lack of care.
Yeah, they obviously didn't care. So today we pull into. We've been at a meeting for hours.
And we won't mention the name of this one because I shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Well, okay. Neither here nor there. You chose something that was as good on that menu as you could possibly get.
That's true. I had a grilled chicken thing.
But we went there because we missed lunch. We skipped lunch to go to a meeting. The meeting lasted 2 hours longer than it was supposed to. We stopped there on our way back through before we headed back to the office.
Dude, it looked like a one-armed person put it together.
So
It had folds in places it shouldn't have had. It had curves in places it shouldn't have had.
So this particular restaurant serves Mexican food.
Taco Bell.
I'm sorry. I just insulted Mexican food.
That is not Mexican food.
Taco Bell serves Taco Bell food.
That is-
So I ordered something off of their regular menu, something that I know how it tastes and I know how it's made, and they've probably made it for, a very long time. Robert chose one of their new menu items.
I chose a stuffed nacho, but I got the grilled chicken version, so it would be not quite so bad. And this thing was like a flour tortilla with enough corn chips to choke a horse and like 2 chunks of chicken with a squirt of sour cream on the side.
I don't know what in the hell they were trying to make, but it didn't turn out right.
They
First of
missed
all,
the mark.
nachos have cheese somewhere inside them.
Not this one.
Yeah. They have cheese.
all Taco Bell food. We won't call it.
It's not Mexican food,
it's
but all
not.
Taco Bell
all
food.
Taco Bell food has cheese in it. This had no cheese.
I know.
It didn't even have a hint of cheese.
See, and that's what gets me.
It didn't even come close to cheese.
We were sitting there in the car because we were too embarrassed to go inside. Right? That's the story. I just didn't want to deal with the smelly people inside.
Well, no, here's the thing. Here's why I won't go in, and I guess it really should be the reason why I don't eat there. Have you ever walked into Taco Bell? Buffalo Wild Wings is bad about this. There are certain restaurants you walk into it and your feet slide apart from each other because the floor is so greasy.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm just like, ooh, I'm not sitting in this chair. I'm okay right where I'm at.
Okay,
And,
so we're sitting in the car, and he takes his first bite of his first one. He's so excited, and he goes, that was all bread. I was like, well, maybe the second bite will be better, and I'm just chowing down on my normal stuff. He takes the second bite, and he was like, it's bread.
Nobody, no.
So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be food somewhere inside this, because it's not losing its form.
So I scarfed down, like, I don't know, half of that one, I guess.
I thought you ate the whole first one.
No, I didn't. And then I was like, oh, well, maybe, the other one will be okay.
Yeah.
And I opened it, and you saw it. There were chips and 3 chunks of chicken and a squirt of sour cream on the side, like it almost missed the whole thing.
Okay, so...
And I didn't even eat it. I just shoved it back in the bag and said, screw it, I'm done.
Yeah. So he pulled out the second one, and it wasn't even folded closed. It was obviously open on top. And I made the comment that whoever folded my burrito obviously folded his too, because mine fell apart the minute I took it out of the wrapper.
It's so bad.
And so he just opens it up. There's half a thing of sour cream over in one of the corners of the folds. There's
like
2
you'd
or
have had
3.
to been aiming for it to bite into it.
There was not sour cream on this entire thing.
And there was no cheese.
There was no cheese, and there was so many tortilla chips
These
that I
little
could
red
barely
things.
see the chicken.
There was like 3
I was
chunks.
so surprised. Whoever they are training to cook there, because that can't be someone who's worked there for a long period of time.
Well, okay, so...
They don't deserve $15 an hour.
Okay, this is not a political show. So, believe it or not, there's statistics out there that shows bad customer service and what it really costs your business. And you've heard me say this time and time again. I can train a monkey to fix a computer. Mm-hmm. I can train anyone you hand me to service whatever it is we service.
Sure.
I cannot teach you customer service. You are either born with it or you are not born with it, you know?
Yes. I agree. I 100% agree. It's just like sales. I was not born a salesperson.
You couldn't sell...
And there are
You couldn't
certain...
sell a glass of ice water to someone in hell. You know that?
I couldn't.
I mean,
couldn't.
really, you're like, ice cubes, you want one? They're like, no, you look
shifty, and I don't like you. There's certain demographics of people that I am not allowed to talk to on the phone because I will instantly enrage them. I can't do it.
You just,
I hit their buttons. I don't even mean to.
Everyone has it, okay? You have it. Everyone we have that works for us has certain, age groups or whatever that they just can't talk to because they make them furious. But what does bad customer service actually cost a company? And
well, first of all, what is bad customer service? It's automated self-service. It's long wait times, poor attention, inexperienced agents, which we've talked about a little bit today. So,
man,
that's
I
just
cannot
a little
tell
bit.
you how many times Charter or Spectrum or whoever you are this week. Okay, now this is a surprising statistic. What it all cost, what bad customer service actually cost. Bad customer service in the United States, that is people who do business and do customer service within the United States, which isn't that many anymore.
It's not. No. I mean, when you consider...
$84 billion. That's what they lost. Now
That was a whistle. That was a whistle, y'all, because I was surprised.
Shift it overseas, okay? Shift it to Hungary or whatever.
Just say overseas so you don't say something you don't need to say.
This is a PG show. So overseas,
Mother bleep, 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 bleep.
$338.5 billion. Microsoft, get your head out of your butt and get your support back over here in the U.S. Whatever money you're saving by shipping it out, you're losing because you're ticking people off every time they pick up the phone and call.
Well,
I just
now,
got on a rant.
You kind of did. But at the same time, it needed to be said. I don't know. It seems like it's gotten better to me over time.
A little bit. People have started realizing that they, pull your customer service back to
Well, it's not even that.
the state side.
Okay, so back in the 90s, whenever I started using things that required customer service,
Right.
whenever I would call, I used to get Americans that spoke English, that was their first language, and I understood them, and it was fine. Gradually, it shifted to overseas, and the people became. I'm not trying to be stereotypical. I'm not trying to be anything other than honest. They became really difficult to understand.
Dude, if I have to do tech support with someone named Paul, who's obviously not Paul,
Yeah,
it's so hard.
You know what I love? You know what I love about Newegg?
I just can't.
So I buy a lot of stuff from Newegg. You know what I love about Newegg customer service?
What's that?
They don't even try. They don't even try that. Like, they get on the phone, they're talking. They're like, "Hi, this is blah 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 from." The last lady that I talked to was from like Hong Kong or something. I mean, it's right from where they order their stuff. You know it is. And I couldn't understand a lick of anything she said. I couldn't understand anything. I couldn't pronounce her name, but she owned that. She was like, "Hi, my name, blah, 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 blah. How can I help you today?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, you're going to have to slow down." Really, like a lot.
Oh my God, that reminds me. I just went Valley Girl for just a second. So, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I
Like,
I called this place and this person answered the phone and they were like, "Hi, thank you for calling, whatever it was, some bank card or something, I think." And they were like, "From the beautiful Philippines." And I'm like,
I don't know how to respond to that.
I've never been to the Philippines, but from what I hear, it's beautiful.
Didn't you guys have a tsunami that
I don't
really
know.
did a whole bunch of damage a while back?
What about good customer service?
So what is good customer service?
Personalization, responsiveness. We talk about that all the time. If you have, if you have screwed up, own it.
Oh, yeah.
Own it quick. Own it before they get out of your store. Because let me tell you, if they get on social media before they get out of your store, you're dirt.
I want to talk about social media a little bit here in just a minute. But competency and convenience.
Yes.
Those are good customer service attributes.
So here's the funny thing. I'm trying to find that graph. I found it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so get this. This blew my mind when I was doing, because I was so angry today. I was like, I'm going to talk about bad customer service on the show tonight. And so 80% of companies believe they deliver superior customer service. 80%.
Wow.
Now, that is opposed to 8%, single digits, 8% of customers who think the same companies deliver superior customer service.
That's a wide margin.
Yeah. We're great, and your customer thinks, they're okay. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
I'm just going to say this for a minute. I love infographics. I think they look really pretty. Sometimes they make information really difficult to find amongst all the pretty stuff. I'm just saying.
You just have issues with anything that flashes or has color and movement.
Is it a cartoon? I'm watching it. Okay, moving on. Is He-Man on?
Is it Ren and Stimpy? I'm watching it. So anyway,
Masters of the Universe is on. Excuse me, I have to go to Grayskull.
oh man, that's just wrong. So what about? Okay, so we could rant about bad customer service for a while. I think we should, but we won't.
I'll do what I want. No. I wanted to talk about social media for a minute.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So, social
This is
media.
totally random. It's not scripted.
Oh yeah, I meant to talk about
I'll
this.
do what I want.
I do what I want. So social media, it's a good and a bad thing. I really like certain aspects of social media when it comes to customer service, and I really despise the flip side of the coin sometimes. As somebody who runs a business that is very accessible to social media, I mean, we've got connections to Twitter and Facebook. We've got Yelp pages, YP pages. God, there's so many. I don't even remember all of them. But we have to try and keep an eye on them because people can leave reviews anywhere.
Absolutely.
Google,
well,
Yahoo.
We had one customer that was upset, and we had done everything we could do. I mean, we gave money back and everything else.
And the
she
repair
walked
and everything.
out and created a Yelp account strictly to leave bad feedback for us.
Yeah.
Has no more reviews. Still doesn't have any more reviews.
Yeah, no, and she won't. She did that strictly to. She probably does that for every what she considers bad customer service experience. She just makes a new profile, leaves bad reviews, and then moves on. As somebody who really values customer feedback, that really hurts me as a business owner.
Absolutely. You know, whenever I go to Amazon and I'm going to buy something off Amazon, I hardly ever look at the 5-star reviews. I go straight for the 1 stars because I want to know what people thought sucked about it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
But that's what I wanted to talk
random.
about with the flip side of the coin. Like the 5-star ratings, you guys, we appreciate it. I am so happy that we made your day.
Love a 5-star rating.
But guess what? You're not telling me anything new. I
Right.
need those 1-star reviews so I can figure out what I'm doing wrong.
Or,
So,
you know, hey, maybe we have, got their expectation and maybe we've even exceeded it. But tell me, don't give me a 5-star. Give me a 4-star and give me one thing that I could do to make your experience that much better.
yeah. So, but that brings me to the flip side, the bad side, the people that come in and create a profile just so they can leave negative feedback. On Amazon, how many times do you look through reviews and they give it a 1-star because the shipping was off by a day?
Oh, that infuriates me. Okay, the Postal Service. We're going to talk about bad customer service, and I'm going to talk about how bad the United States Postal Service customer service experience is. You are supposed to be an independent organization. How in the world does a business lose over $1 billion a year and still stay in business?
The government.
I cannot stand it. You put somebody in the Postal Service that has a business mindset and an entrepreneurial spirit, and you would watch the Postal Service turn around and become a profitable organization. But it'll never happen because that's politics.
It is.
And we don't talk about it.
That's right.
Even though I just went on a rant.
So, going back to what I was saying, whenever you go on the reviews for whatever product or service, be sure you read through more than just one because it's going to be garbage. You're going to find them. You're going to find them in there, and they're going to say something along the lines of, my TV didn't get here for 2 weeks. 1-star review.
I love the ones that's like, I broke a screw putting it together.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 1-star review because that
Okay.
screw was cheap.
No, I was.
No, you were torquing it down with a sledgehammer.
Lord, please give me strength. So I ordered a TV off Amazon years ago now, and it was right when the LCD flat panels were getting really cheap and super accessible, and it comes disassembled. You have to put the base on or the mounting brackets or whatever. That's common, right?
Is that the one that you were telling me about, the 1-star review that was like, they didn't even bother putting it together?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Oh my God.
They can't listen.
That
the
TV
base,
that TV showed up and it was in pieces when it got here. I had to put it together.
yeah.
I had to finish the manufacturing process.
That base is easily 3 times as wide as the actual TV. If they were to ship the base connected, it would shatter.
Okay, I got this. I can do this. I got this. You ready? You can't fix stupid.
Yeah, you can't.
And that goes for reviews as well.
The other side of customer service, of bad and good customer service, is whenever you provide what you thought was exemplary customer service and they still leave a bad review.
Oh, that pisses me off so bad. You have bent over backwards and you have kissed every
dimple.
You have kissed every dimple on this customer. Dimple. So anyway, you've done
PG show.
You've done everything that you can possibly do, and this person is still pissed off for no reason. And they're just like, I'm going to be mad because I can be mad, and I'm going to stomp out. I'm going to slam the door. And I'm going to tell everyone I know, which is 2 people on the internet, that you suck.
So, yes, there's that. We had a 1-star review on Fave Geek. It's been years ago now, and I don't think it was because of our service. I think it was because the person that came in used to be employed by one of our employees.
Yeah, one of our employees used to be a manager at another store, and this person was employed and whatever had this hatred and left just this nasty review and didn't even...
It wasn't about anything.
Left a 1-star review, didn't leave any verbiage like, I hate you, or...
It was just a 1-star review.
It's just 1-star review.
So it would bring down our ratings.
It was horrible. Let me tell you, okay, the purple tie.
I was going to say this. I know what you're going to say. I was going to say this.
Oh, man, it made me so mad. I was on the first plane to China or wherever. So I create the purple tie, and I'm like, woohoo, I got a Facebook page. And the next day, I have a 4.5 stars. And I'm like, how in the bleep did I get 4.5 stars?
You didn't even have any clients at this.
I didn't even have a customer. And I looked, and it was someone from China had given me a 3-star review. I had never mentored them, talked to them. I was angry. Delta couldn't get me to China fast enough. And then eventually it fell off.
It fell off, yeah.
Like, I don't know if she took it off or Facebook was like, oh, that's a fake profile and took it off. And that's another big thing. If you get a crappy review and it's a legit crappy review, doesn't matter if it's a legit crappy review. If it's just like a legit person.
If it's an actual person leaving the review.
You're done. You can't get that removed.
No.
Facebook's like, no. They obviously thought you sucked.
Yeah.
So here's your review.
I don't remember if we talked about this a while back or not, but Amazon... is getting some sort of legal action started against a company that's selling 5-star reviews. Did we talk about this?
I don't remember. I think we did. And, from a business therapist to all you business people out there and I know we have a lot of people that's in management or future entrepreneurs or whatever. Do not, and I repeat, do not purchase reviews. They sound fake. They are fake, and you will eventually get your butt in a lot of trouble over them. We have a competitor who gives discounts. If you give me a 5-star review, I'll give you a 20% discount. But they have to leave the 5-star review while they're at the customer service counter. It's sleazy.
It is. If you never purchase good reviews, you never purchase likes, you never purchase pins, you never purchase whatever social media that you're trying to boost yourself on, you do a good job and you will get exactly where you need to be.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Oh, Lord.
So, my Twitter account, I have a program called True Tweet or something like that. It'll tell me who unfollowed me, whether or not I followed them, and it keeps it in check. So if somebody follows me just to get my follow back and then unfollows me, it will tell me.
So I
can go and
them.
unfollow them because
It's obvious they were just doing it to
Yeah. So, but they have this other thing that's called tweet. I will put it in the show notes, but it's a way to get followers. And the way that it works is you install the app and then they give you a certain number of people to like. And every time you like one of the people that's up there, you earn another coin to promote your Twitter account. And you have to have 50 coins before you can promote your Twitter account.
How many do you have?
I uninstalled it, and this is why I uninstalled it. After installing it, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. I got like 15 followers in like 3 minutes. I mean, it was insane.
Wow.
But just like everyone in the review said, they quickly started falling off. Like they followed me, and since I didn't follow them back, they started dropping off. And my issue with that is if your Twitter account is a half-naked Asian chick, I'm not following you back. I got morals. People see that and be like, "Are you a pervert?" I'm like, "No."
Yes, folks, he is. He's a pervert. He's got half-naked Asian chicks on his Twitter account.
I do not. Go check it out. It's at the Purple Thyco. I deleted all them.
So it seems like it's just a network full of people following each other just so they can boost their follows. But what's the point? I mean, how is it making your Twitter feed any more accessible to anyone else?
It's not, but it's making you look as if you are more important than you are. Think about it. If you go to throw them under the bus.
Ashton Kutcher has millions of likes. He's not important.
I'm not even talking. He's famous, though.
He's famous. He ain't important.
So this show just took a nosedive. So, oh God, I can't even talk. So if you look at Pat Flynn, he is a big time podcaster. And if you listen to Cliff Ravenscraft, they're great friends. But he's got thousands and thousands and thousands, like 21,000 followers. It just looks good. It looks good to be able to show, a marketer that's looking to market on your show, hey, I've got 21,000 followers that listen to me on a daily basis.
That's true.
Whether it's true or not, that's what it looks like.
That's true. It does look that way. But if you dig beneath the surface, if you even just look into the hole that leads through the surface,
well, here's the thing.
You're going to see through all that.
There's a website called True Twitter or True Tweet, something like that. You can key in a Twitter profile name, and it will tell you how accurate the following is. Like mine got a 90%. So that means out of all my followers, 90% of them are actual factual people. They're not bots or, something else. So you start judging. And what I did, I went through and deleted all of them that were not
I asked you
people.
about what you were doing with that the other day because I thought you were just randomly removing people. Yeah.
No. But with that, being said, don't buy your Twitter followers. Don't buy reviews. If you set up a Twitter account, use it the way that it's supposed to be used for your business. It does you no good to have 21,000 followers if you're, Terry's Wrecker service. It does you no good. You're not selling advertising.
Right.
So we've ranted about this for almost 40 minutes now.
Well, it needed to
It needed to happen.
It needed to happen.
So I want to talk about morale boosters. And, I have a funny story to go along with the morale boosters. So we did a team building exercise 2 weeks ago.
My Eiffel Tower was amazing.
Look, your Eiffel Tower did not win. So Blake had half the staff with him, and I had half the staff with me. And the object, we had miniature marshmallows,
regular size marshmallows.
Were they jumbo or regular size?
I don't know. And then
Anyway.
we had bendy straws and
Bendy straws. Those are awesome.
and toothpicks, and we had to, in 10 minutes, we had to construct the tallest stable structure.
The tallest structure possible. And my team
hang on,
won, obviously.
Whoever got the tallest got to do what?
Whoever got the tallest tower got to do lunch with me.
Or me,
Or
depending
you.
on who won.
And they got to actually take a lunch break, leave the store for
And
an
the
hour
store
and a half.
paid for it, and they got to
Right.
pick wherever they went.
Yeah,
and that
so,
sort of thing.
but we won, which is the important thing. And
My Eiffel Tower was awesome, but man, it was rickety.
hey, mine had
Yours had outriggers. God, that's all I've heard for 2 weeks. Mine had outriggers.
Shut up.
It was toothpicks with tiny marshmallows on each end.
I'm going to mute you so hard in a minute. So,
Mine had outriggers.
Anyway, I took the employees and we went to dinner, lunch. And while I was there, it made me so incredibly happy. I was talking to the two employees that I had taken to lunch with me, and I said, guys, I would like to know what I can do to make your jobs better. Speaking of morale.
Right.
And
outriggers.
And mine had outriggers. And so the one employee said, well, I can't really think of anything. Make people not be so stupid sometimes.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot we
And
can
I
do
was
about
like,
that.
I can't really do anything about that. And the other one looks at me in all seriousness, right? And he goes, company nap time, mandatory company nap time.
Look, I am 100% behind that.
And I was like, okay.
About 2 o'clock, lay me down on a kindergarten mat.
I was like,
will
kindergarten
pass
maps,
out.
I'm on it. Maps.
Kindergarten maps. How to survive kindergarten. Here's a map.
Kindergarten 101. But it was awesome to know that what they wanted was something that, I guess I could give them mandatory nap time.
No,
No.
Jessica would never go for that.
Yeah,
you know it.
no.
All right, so the first morale booster is have great role models.
I think I'm a pretty damn good role model.
I don't think they're talking about you.
I don't think this is about you either. So, number 2.
Motivational speeches, movies, and quotes.
Okay, so
I gotta say, I am.
you've interrupted me like 40,000 times this show. You know
You
that?
also
I'm
talked
gonna
the
mute-
most.
I'm gonna mute your mic.
No,
I'm
that's
good.
number 4. You've said that 3 or 4 times.
I'm
Am I
done with
muted
it.
right now?
No, you're not. But you are so close.
But see, motivational quotes and stuff like that, I feel like that's a little overdone in the workplace. They got to do something different.
Yeah, the whole
Maybe play inspirational music while you work.
Man. Okay. On high. So anyway, I think it is a little much to, go in and be like, oh, you're everything you think you are and you're nothing you are without. Anyway, we're not doing a motivational speech. I do those on Mondays and
Well, it's funny you should mention that. I just read the little snippet underneath that, and it says that you can go to YouTube and find all the content you want to make them inspired for months.
oh man, I want so bad to just
But, you know, motivating people is a big deal. And I don't think posters are the way to do it anymore.
No, you know, and I mean, your employees.
Maybe Spider-Man posters. That motivates me.
Hey, you know my saying: be yourself, unless you be Batman, and always be Batman.
I'm making a poster, and I'm printing it out, and I'm going to put it up everywhere in the office.
Dude, this show has gone to just
All right, number 3.
self-improvement courses and audios.
You know what?
I have 2 employees that would hate me.
I can only think of one, but there's possibly a second one.
There's probably 2.
But yes, there is one that is adamant that self-help books and improvement
They're
audio.
the devil in witchery. You shouldn't read them.
Well, he doesn't say that exactly, but he does mention devilry a lot. Anyway, all right, number 4, peer groups.
Hey, you know, I really wanted to talk about peer groups, but I don't think we're going to have time in this show to really get into it. There's something called a mastermind.
That's in the little snippet beneath it.
Is it really?
Yeah, it
I
says,
didn't
I
even read
belong
it.
to mastermind groups on Skype. We bounce ideas off one another and share resources that we find helpful. Or just rant when we need to get something frustrating off of our chests in a supportive environment. Kind of like
Yay!
what we've done on this episode of the Purple
We
Tie
really
Radio
have.
Show.
Thank you guys for being part of our mastermind.
We do appreciate you listening
We really do.
and not turning off the radio.
Yes. Salt Lake City, Utah, we know you exist. We have listeners there. So mastermind groups are awesome because it's a group of 2 or more people with a common goal.
Yep.
And then that works with, and I can't remember the exact thing. I listened to it earlier today, a kindred spirit or something, but it's 2 or more people with a common goal. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
So a business coach.
Hey, I know one of those.
I'm going to blow a whistle here in just a second. So, here's my thing about a business coach. It's better to find a mentor than a coach.
Definitely.
You know,
I
so-
100% agree.
Okay, I don't even have to explain that. Oh, that was number 5.
Yeah, that was all of them.
Wow.
So now,
Business coach?
well, I get where
That's
they're
number
going.
5?
You got to think the rest of that stuff's a lot less expensive than a business coach.
All right, I tell you what, this entire thing has just gone to... This whole
Hell in a
show's
handbasket.
good. Yeah, I was going to say, this whole show's gone to hell in a handbasket. So let's
And then you were like PG, but guess what? You can say hell on PG show. Hell, PG, hell, PG, hell.
I'm going to go back and bleep all that.
All right, so the last thing that we're going to talk about tonight is a little bit of tech, and it's something that I think might make you a little upset.
I'm already mad. And I know what it is. I don't even want to talk about it. I
But
don't
it
even
needs
want
to be
talk
said.
you.
It
I'm
needs to
gonna
be
meet you.
said. Gizmodo, one of my favorite places to find news. Thank you for crinkling that bottle right into the mic. I
Man,
appreciate that.
I was trying to cover you up real bad.
I'm going to talk about this, and you can't stop me. Hell in a handbasket. So, Gizmodo is one of my favorite places to find editorials on the internet, and they had an editorial about how Apple has gone from innovator to imitator. And they had a nice little video that explained the whole thing, but it started off with
You
a
can
clip.
look that up on Gizmodo.com.
You sure can. And if I think about it, I'll put a note and I'll put a link in the show notes. But it starts off with a clip from Steve Jobs, and there's a big old picture of a Corvette or something up on the screen, and all you can see is the backside. And he says, "We are innovators, and everyone is trying to catch up as they watch our taillights pull away," or something similar to that, right?
Okay.
But times have changed. And Apple
And
is
I'm
no
sorry
longer.
to say that Steve is no longer with us.
He hasn't been for a while. But Apple has gone from making innovations to playing catch up. And there were 5 or 6 prominent examples in
I
this
was
year's
fairly upset.
WWDC 2015. So I'm just going to run down the list real quick and give you an example of what they call new and innovative and an example of it existing prior. First is the new OS X Windows layout multitasking management system.
Yeah, snap a window to each side of the screen and you got 2 windows on one screen. Microsoft has been doing that for years.
It's not just that, because I thought I could have sworn OS X had that capability, the Snap capability.
It does. You have to download a third-party software called Corner Snap or Snap Corner or Smart Corner or
whatever.
something.
It's garbage, and it should have been included a long time ago because I thought it already existed. But what they were talking about was where you could snap it to one side and then have all of your other... What is that?
I just got a notification.
I put it on the thing so it wouldn't do that. All right. Anyway, sorry about that. The iPhones decided that they needed to be center of attention. Hi, iPhone. But they snap the window to one side, and then you've got all of these other smaller preview windows over on one side, which is neat. But an exact...
Well, now, wait a minute. That's the iPad version.
No. The OS X version had something... It's a new Windows management system. But I'm going to get to the iPad thing. But there's an exact copy of that on Windows during the Windows 8 preview in 2012. So that's 3 years old that this has existed. The next thing is called Proactive for iOS. It's essentially a replica of Google Now made into the iOS operating system. Google
I really
Now
just want to grunt into the microphone.
Google Now has been integrated into all vanilla versions of Android for a couple of years now. You can access it from the left. You can swipe from the left.
Vanilla.
Yeah, that's where there's no customizations on top.
I'm not making change. Go on.
So you can swipe from the left on any vanilla version of Android. You know, they run on all the Nexus devices and get cards.
Even Jelly Bean?
Even Jelly Bean. That's my favorite. But you can get cards that give you pertinent information. Like, for example, I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but I was going to Urban Dictionary quite a bit there for a while because... Let's face it, the kids use words I don't quite understand these days. And I would get notifications on my Google Now that said, here's the word of the day for Urban Dictionary. It was hilarious. Anyway, Proactive is essentially what Google Now is to Android. It's just a replica, and Google Now has been around since 2012. Public Transit in Maps. That's brand new for iOS, but it's in the iOS Maps app.
Yeah, but I mean, Google's had it forever. They will give you a bus route, a walking route, a bicycle route. I think they'll give you a snail mail route if you want it.
They actually had a separate launch for the Google Maps for iOS back in 2012. They've actually had it longer than that, but they've had it on iOS since 2012.
And they were so proud to announce that too. Now, Google Maps on iOS.
This next one upsets me a little bit because I'm not sure what I think the original app is still around, and it's so good. The next one's called News. It's the News app for.
You're talking
iOS.
about used to be
Flipboard.
Flipboard, yeah.
I think they still exist, and they were so good. I loved Flipboard.
I mean, do you know how much business news I would read if I had a dedicated news app?
That's it. Flipboard will do it for you.
I mean,
it'll do it now, and you don't even have to download iOS 9. Oh, I'm sorry. Flipboard's been around since 2010. So it's 5 years old. So now we're coming up to the iPad multitasking. The iPad multitasking is slick. I will give you that. You swipe in from the left or the right to get your other app up on the screen at the same time. They showed, I want to say it was a browser, and then they pulled in a messaging app.
I think they showed notes and then
but they pulled in
calendar.
Was it a calendar or a messaging app?
Yeah, it was a calendar, and then like there was something else.
But if you
maybe Skype or something.
I don't know. But they pulled in a second app, and it took up a third of the screen.
Yeah.
And then if you swipe down from the top, you got a rotating diagram of all of the apps that are still running that you can use.
Well, yeah, I guess if you want to consider that multitasking. I consider multitasking in my Windows days being able to hit the Alt-Tab key and cycle through programs.
Yeah, it's Command-Tab on Macs.
Is it Command Tab on Macs?
Yeah.
I'm not going
Same.
to do it now because GarageBand
But-
people, just so you know, GarageBand about 50 minutes in is just chugging, and it's all it can do.
But anyway, going
Yeah.
back to what I was talking about, because that was important.
Yeah, because it's all about you,
Well,
apparently.
listen, your iPhone needed attention, so I need attention. The iPad multitasking is identical to the Microsoft Surface multitasking, where you swipe in from the left to see what else is up, to swap out menus or applications on the screen and stuff. And even Androids had it for a while, but where you could put two apps up on the screen at the same time.
Yeah,
but
I remember that in my, what did I have? I had
you had a Galaxy Tab.
Yeah,
the
a
first
Galaxy
one.
Tab. One of the big ones, one of the like 7 inches.
Oh no! It was this Galaxy Tab 2. I wanted to say that you had.
Yeah,
but
and
anyway,
it was slick.
The very first version of this was the Microsoft Surface that came out in 2012. Next, they announced Apple Music, which is essentially a Spotify clone, where you can stream music instead of having to pay for it and download it. You can pay a monthly fee and stream all the music that you want. Spotify launched in the U.S. in 2011, so. Those are the big ones where it's obvious they're copying direct competition. And there was very little to no innovation, if I remember correctly.
Well, I mean, they've run out of. I mean, for God's sakes, they made a watch.
Google made a watch first. Actually, what did we see on Twitter just the other day? Seiko.
Seiko made
the first smartwatch.
Smartwatch in 1998.
9? It had 2 megabytes of RAM.
You should look that up. You should look that up. But
I'll put it in the show notes.
It's a watch, and it has a little ball on it that you scroll around on icons on the screen, and you have basic application functions. And I think it
had a calendar.
It did. It had a calendar, and I think it, I think like you said, 2 megabytes of memory or something like that. And so I've been using my Pebble now for a few weeks, and I realized
you got it before your birthday, and your birthday was middle of May, right?
I'm getting old. So
my memory's
a lot less than it used to be. So my Pebble, the only aggravation I have is that I cannot reply to text messages. Now, there's supposed to be a program that will let me do that. I think it's like Smartwatch Plus or something, but it's got really crappy reviews, and I don't know if it's crappy reviews from stupid people that don't know the base didn't come attached to the TV, or if
the shipping was wrong,
or if it's actual people that's like, kind of sucked, and.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I don't want to spend $3 on. I mean, that's.
I know we're running low on time right now, so if you know what app he's talking about for the Pebble smartwatch for responding to texts on an iOS device, please.
If you know one that's stable that works, even if it's just canned responses, I would love to be able to hit one button, scroll down, and say, "I'm in a meeting. I'll call you back."
Yeah, canned responses would be great.
Fantastic. Also, speaking of our California listeners and all of our other listeners, if you guys are downloading on iTunes, because I know you're downloading either through the website or on iTunes, but if you're downloading through iTunes, please go review this show and give us a great rating. Give us as good as we deserve. I know we deserve a 5, don't you?
I'll tell you what, give me a 4 and then give me something to improve upon.
Give me some criticism. Like y'all talk too much or something.
Y'all southern drawl makes me go to sleep. That's fine. Just listen to us when you doze off.
Yeah, treat it like I do an audiobook. Put it on and then go to sleep. Do you know I haven't finished any of my audiobooks yet?
I know you said that you were trying to listen to something by Ravenscraft the other night and it put you straight to sleep.
Dude, it put me straight to sleep. And I'm afraid to listen to it in the car.
Oh, God. Veer right off into a ditch.
I'm going to end up in a gully somewhere. A gully?
A gully?
A gully? All right, that's all the time.
That's not even a real word.
That's it. We're done. That's all the time we have for this show. If you found the content of this show encouraging or enlightening, then I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The Purple Tie Co. Head on over to our website, www.thepurpletie.org, and find us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Purple Tie. Give us a big thumbs up, review us or rate us. Be honest, but be nice, because we're going to ask you, what are you doing to earn your purple tie?
Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.